Guys, as you can see, the journey has been hella insane, man. First and foremost, there is no such thing as a head of perfect dreadlocks, especially when it comes to freeform dreadlocks. But if you do want your hair to become these luscious locks that you see before you here, there are a few things that are honestly a given when it comes to growing freeform locks. You gotta have a regular washing routine. You gotta attend to the scalp when need be, making sure you're not drying out or overly moisturizing. You gotta do away with the gel, the waxes, the conditioners, but most importantly, just like every other journey in life, freeform locks included, in order to get there, you need to be consistent. That's why the sponsor of this video is consistency. Hey there, DOMI boy. Has this ever happened to you? You have a great idea for a novel. You get to writing, a couple of lines, a couple of sentences, a paragraph or two, but you can't get past it. You stop, and the story never gets to be told. Has this ever happened to you? You're on a journey of weight loss. You lose a couple of pounds, and the excitement of that weight loss causes you to gorge yourself on some food you shouldn't be indulging in.
Please, bro. Could you take 5 pounds off a nigga's chest so we don't have no more breasts?
Healthy. Has this ever happened to you? You watch YouTube, come across a YouTuber with dazzling hair, and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna commit to a freeform lock journey of my own. Next thing you know, you've committed to a life of being called the weekend. So original! Has this ever happened to you? You need consistency. It won't get rid of all the problems in your life, but it'll make dealing with them a whole lot easier. And before I hop on my soapbox and preach to y'all about how important it is to be consistent, I must admit it is something I definitely lack. Literally, just about everything I start, I get a good rhythm going, I see progress, things are going well. Wow, we're seeing some length. Wow, I got 500 extra views on this video. As soon as I start to see progress and things going well, I quit. Ironically, one of the main reasons I started to document my journey with the Congo Familia with you all out there was to hold myself accountable and actually see something through. But just like always for me, I don't know about y'all, this idea of perfection and doing things the right way starts to creep in. As I was making these videos for y'all, as well as I was going through my own personal freeform lock journey, I started to be less genuine about who I am and what I wanted. Not only was I fixated on how my locks were turning out, just so when I shot a video, it could, aspire you all to continue your journeys, but it also came down to how I was coming across on screen, how I was talking. A need for perfection is always what stops me. That's the recipe for freeform lock failure. If there's one thing that you do take away from this video is to embrace imperfection, because it's this very idea of perfection that can make your journey with freeform locks unbearable. As with any other journey in your life, nothing is gonna be perfect. And it's kind of hard to remind yourself of that every day. I, for one, always have trouble with that. Perfection with freeform locks is borderline impossible, just like with every other goal in life. So instead of trying to be perfect, try to be consistent. There's a common misconception that freeform locks, in essence mean do nothing. You have nothing to do, just let your hair build up in filth, build up in lint, build up in mildew, and let it rock. But the thing is, freeform locks, just like any other hairstyle, takes work. And you may not need these, you may not need this, but you're gonna need to make sure you enable habits every single day that ultimately decide where you'll end up in the long run. And that's how I went from this to this, just a year and 4 months later. And one of the habits that I've been implementing into my routine as of late, not on purpose, it's not something I'm proud of, I've just been doing it out of convenience, but it's been rocking the man bun.
What happened? All of a sudden, I feel like I know better than everyone else.
That's because anytime someone walks through a cloud of vape smoke, a millennial is born.
My hair is finally long enough to be pulled back into the notorious man bun, and to be honest, I've been doing it each and every single day, sort of non-stop. It's like you have a traditional set of locks. No one can tell you have freeform locks, really. Everything's all hidden away. And it's these habits that made some of my locks stick up for the most part. But one of the biggest changes we have are bangs. We have 1, 2, 3. Usually try to keep the bangs out just because of my fear of traction alopecia. You know, constantly pulling your hair back can weaken your dreadlocks and weaken your hair. This is something to keep in mind. Don't be too rough with fitting everything in. Use big stretchy bands, and don't leave your hair tied up for too long. This is usually how I rock it during work or office meetings. If it's something super big and professional, you know, like hide the bangs a bit, mainly because I just don't want the unwarranted attention and the unconscious bias to start kicking in. You're talking about how to end world hunger and the importance of mental health, and the first thing that comes out of their mind is, I used to smoke weed in college. Bruh. For better or worse, me wearing these things all the time, gotten my locks to stick up. If I'm watching, you know, Game of Thrones, and you know my locks are in my face scaring me, making me think of dragons creeping up on me, your boy gonna time up like so. Whatever methods you take on with your freeform lock journey, be consistent, because it's these small habits each and every day that you incorporate into your journey that'll ultimately decide where your locks end up. Next, you want to be consistent about checking in with yourself and being honest. Is this a journey you truly want to live out? Because it's going to take a lot of time to get there, and all that work you put in, if you finally get your crown and you feel like it's not fitting who you are, it could be annoying to have to cut, but it's important you're consistent with reminding yourself why you're on this journey in order to keep you on the journey and going through it. Every single day I go through crazy changes. In all honesty, this week alone, you can see the several changes my hips went through. And that's just a week of changes. In terms of the day, I'll wake up and all my hair will be sticking up like this for the entire day. I wash it and just about everything will fall down. You have to realize freeform locks almost have a life of their own. They're all free. They're all doing what the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. So if you're not someone who's comfortable with change on an hourly, a daily, a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis, I don't think freeform locks are for you, buddy. Most importantly, number 3, you want to be consistent about getting back on the horse. No matter what goal you have, guys, you get a book on how to lose 20 pounds in 30 days, or maybe you listen to some YouTube influencer who tells you the top 3 cryptocurrencies to make you rich in the next year, or maybe you found like the perfect one-liners for some dating guru that told you it's the surefire way to getting laid.
You serious?
By the time you get that book to lose the 20 pounds, you've already gained 30. By the time you find those crypto projects that make you a billionaire, or by the time you start macking on Tinder, the game has already changed. Come to find out, the weight loss book was made by somebody who got lipo. That doggy Inu 3 coin you invested in, the shit just went to 0. And all them shorties that you've been talking to on Tinder, bots. Bitches is on Hinge now, bro. The same thing goes for freeform locks. Maybe you started your journey with wax and gels because you didn't know any better. Or maybe you took your first wash and everything just unraveled. Guys, every journey is different. And when it comes to freeform locks, there'll be some ups, there'll be some downs. It's all inevitable. As long as you're consistent about who you are, what you want, and consistently getting back on the horse when things go bad, and the game inevitably switches back to your favor. When the ball is finally back in your court, you'll have all those reps build up of being consistent to fucking win. Winning. Throughout my journey, I've been hella inconsistent. Inconsistent about sleeping on satin pillowcases, inconsistent about letting my hair breathe outside of a bun, inconsistent about doing cold washes every single week. Guys, I'm sick of the cold washes. But I just try to make sure when I do go bad, when I do fall off the horse, when my habits do become inconsistent, that I get back on the horse and I get shit going. The misstep was just a part of the journey, and when you do inevitably reflect back to all those missteps, you'll see that all those miscalculations actually helped you to get to the place you are right now. I know I've been missing on YouTube for a couple of months, guys, and I've been super inconsistent about giving y'all updates. I've been inconsistent about a lot of things in my life. and I want to get back on the horse and change that. I've even been inconsistent about saying that I'm going to be back, but this time I mean it. So a lot of my videos are gonna be less perfection. I'm gonna talk about a lot of other shit that I enjoy doing in my life. For all of you out there, I thank you all for sticking on the journey with me, for going on journeys of your own. And I'm sorry if I've let any of you down, but if you are, you know, in a place where you're feeling like you're hitting a rough patch with your Freeform locks or any other journey in your life, just be sure you get consistent about getting back on the horse if it's something you're truly passionate about. For those who don't know, it's your boy, DOMI boy, and if you learned something, you best hit that subscribe button and let me know what y'all thinking about the 1 year and 4 months now, man. Let the boy know. I love you all out there. Make sure you comment, put an end to sugar tits. If you got this far, I want to see who the day ones are. Boy, make sure you comment down below, end sugar tits. Pretty much got titties, so shame me into losing weight. I'll see you next time.